to All Strikes, No Balls, Stories of the Softball Sisterhood.
A podcast celebrating the lives of some of the amazing women in South Australian softball. We're your hosts, Thunda and Fisty, and we love softball.
Welcome back to the All Strikes, No Balls podcast. We're always excited for our guests, but today we are super duper excited to be chatting with, we think, the greatest human of all time, Jailyn Ford. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Wow, what an introduction.
I'm just going to give a bit of a bio on you, on your playing career. It's going to be shorter because it's quite long. All the awards and everything and accolades you've achieved is quite lengthy. So I'm going to sort of break it down into your high school, college, and a bit of your pro stuff. So for high school, you're an All-American. You're a pitcher of the year. Is that correct?
I think so.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Bath County High School. It's local.
And that's in Virginia?
Virginia, yes.
Hot Springs, that's where you're from?
Hot Springs, yes, ma'am.
Cool. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, that sounds so. I want to go to Hot Springs. You were 2013. You were a member of the junior national team that won silver. Where did you travel to for that?
We went to Brampton, Ontario, so like right around Toronto.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
You attended James Madison University, where you broke and set all kinds of records. Most notably, your hitting career. You had the career records for home runs, runs scored, RBI, total bases, walks, and intentional walks. That's pretty awesome. And then we move on to your pitching records. You had record for season appearances, innings pitched, batters faced, and strikeouts looking, so KCs. Do you still hold those records, or have other people broken them now?
I honestly have no idea. I would assume they've been broken with a couple pitchers that we had behind me that are incredible. So, but I'm not sure.
You paved the way for them. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You won numerous academic awards during your college career, and on multiple occasions you were selected to the NFC All-American teams. I also read on Wikipedia when I was searching some stuff on you, and it said that you started in every single game of your college career at either first base or pitcher. Is that correct? Every game?
You know, I think I started in the lineup every game. I know it came down to that last series. I had hurt my shoulder. And I'm not sure if I started that last one because I know that streak was on the line. So, and I can't remember. But if not, I came very close to playing every inning of every game. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Not too many college athletes would do that in any sport. And to keep your body together. Yeah. You must have worked really hard.
Very, very. A lot of thanks to the staff and the trainers for that. I mean, just keeping us healthy and strong all year round.
Yeah. Cool. Moving on from your college career, you were drafted at number 3 overall in the National Pro Fast Pitch League to the Akron Races. And then you later moved to the USSSA Pride, where you won back-to-back titles and you were named MVP of the 2019 final series, which you had a couple of at-bats in that series too, didn't you? That final series?
I did. I don't think any successful ones, but yes.
I don't know why. I remember the at-bats. Sorry about that, Jay.
No, I'm good.
And then from your pro leagues there, you also moved into playing pro ball in Japan, and you've been for a few years now with Team Honda. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm actually going into my 6th season.
Wow.
I know, it's surprising.
That's crazy.
So,
and you won a championship with them?
We've come up. No, we've come up runner up twice, and last year finished 3rd. So, which is I think huge for us.
Yeah. So you're on the up and up. You're going to win it this year.
I hope so. I think so. No doubt.
Oh. And then finally, sorry, still going. Sorry, I've got a whole nother page here. But finally, the most recent news that we have, you found out in the last 24 hours, so did we, that you were selected to Team USA. Amazing. How does that feel?
Thank you. Incredible, I guess. So very much an honor. Kind of a shock still too. I mean, I do have that junior national experience, but I think it's completely different when um, I don't know, when you're playing for the real team, and especially coming off an Olympic year, which is cool.
Yeah.
Were you expecting to make the team, or was it a total surprise?
No, it was no. I know I had a really good tryout, and I put my best foot forward. Like, I don't think I could have tried out any better. It was just about what they were looking for the next year and what spots needed to be filled. So I knew I had a chance. So I think I took advantage of it, which was, thank goodness I was prepared and ready, and so excited.
I think when I look up the definition of prepared in the dictionary, I think Jailyn Ford's picture appears there. So I don't think we could find a more prepared person than you.
No, and it's not even just the physical. It's probably more the mental part, honestly, of just being prepared. And there are so many good athletes at the trials and selections. So for them to have to dwindle it down to 15, I know it's a tough job. So really had to be mentally, physically, everything prepared. So,
did you know what to expect in the trials?
Luckily I had a friend that had been at selections before, and had tried out, and she told me what to expect going into it. Other than that, I knew the basics. I knew like skills were involved and some live at bats, but I didn't know how much or how many. So we kind of really found that out last.
Can you give us an idea of what it actually was like how long the trials went for, what you did each day? Yeah.
Yeah. So trials went from Sunday to Wednesday, so 4 days. The first half day on Sunday was just straight skills. And then after that, you went into games, pretty much 4 inning games at a time. Afternoon, there was a morning and afternoon session. And every pitcher got to face every batter once. So, the pitchers went every other day. So we had an off day in between, which was nice. And we threw 8 total innings, about, I guess, 36 batters probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is there any skill testing or, any, I don't know, even physical testing or anything like that? Or is it mostly based on game situations?
Most of it was based on games. Just that first day when we did skills, we did, ground balls and throws to, around the horn. So first, second, third, and home. But even then there was probably 10 total balls hit to you, 10 throws. And the only physical testing was let's say a 20-yard dash. So they times you at 10, your 10-yard and then 20-yard. What were your times pretty much?
You would have nailed that.
I know I wasn't the fastest one there, but I think for a pitcher, I held my own.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I've seen you cover those squeeze bunts at home plate. You're pretty quick off the mark.
Hey, I take pride in my base running too. So I'm trying to become a pinch runner, if anything else. So
awesome.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, my. So how many were in the squad? How many trialed?
I think 45 were invited.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And all those 45 athletes were invited to trial?
Yes.
How does the invitation come about, and why weren't Karen and I invited?
Question.
I'm honest. That is a great question, and I'm honestly, you have to talk to the board of the committee or whoever about that one.
You can. Do you know how to get hold?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just the Australian visa and the way the pandemic's set up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying out for the wrong team.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you needed that dual citizenship.
Yeah. Yes, we'll organise that.
Work on that for next year then. Yeah.
Seriously though, how
does it work?
Yeah, how does it work? How'd you get invited?
I honestly have no idea. I don't know whether they go based off of kind of how effective you've been recently, or hot players right now. A lot of the players were from college, so like trying maybe to build a younger team.
Yeah.
But we just got an email. It said, "You're invited. Do you accept or decline?" And so those were the 45 that accepted, and we're going to head to trials. So,
wow.
Were you expecting that email? Like, did you just open your inbox one day and go, Geez, there's an email from Team USA.
Yeah, I actually was very surprised. I honestly had no idea that trials or selections were even being held in January. So I think I was sitting in Japan one morning, just checked my emails and saw an email that said you're invited. I almost thought it was spam at first, so I didn't open it. But I got a text too that said, "Did you get my email about selections?" And so I went back and checked it again and accepted. But yeah.
Awesome. That's probably what happened with our invite.
It probably went to spam.
Yeah, definitely junk mail.
Yeah.
After these.
How embarrassing. I hope they don't think we didn't want to be there. But anyways.
Yeah.
Any more questions about Team USA trials? Oh, how did you get notified you're in the team? How's that happen? Phone call, email?
Email. And I probably found out about 5 minutes before it was announced. So I'm not very good with email or checking social media. So I'd actually waited a little while until, I wasn't super hopeful, but a couple texts started flowing in, and then I went and checked on Twitter. So that's when I kind of found out. I found out from my friends first, which was
really
cool.
Wow.
They found out probably before me.
Yeah, cool.
I didn't want to be sitting around just checking my phone or checking the email and then be disappointed. So just kind of feel it out.
Do they give you an approximate time, or you had no idea?
Yeah, they told us that it was going to be at noon Eastern time or 11 Central time for them. And so we kind of knew the general time to check or when things would be either, announced. So it was easy time to go check online.
Who was the first friend that texted you? Can you say? I don't know.
Yeah, no, my teammate in Japan and now USA, she's Olympian, Ali Carta.
Cool.
So yeah, she was my first one, so that was cool.
Cool. Awesome.
How did you celebrate?
Honestly, I really can't. I have COVID right now. So
oh no.
I got COVID from I think the trials, I guess, like at the end of it. So I'm at home, I'm quarantining, I'm just kind of couldn't really go out and have a drink or see my friends. So just celebrating at home and really getting to I called a couple friends and enjoyed with them. So that was nice, virtually.
Cool. Yeah. How are you feeling with COVID?
Yeah.
Been a rough few days?
Oh, fine. Yeah, fine. Just kind of feels like a cold, but not the best outcome, I guess, after a whole week of trials.
Lucky you made the team.
Selected, but you also get I know. Gosh,
if you did make the team, I'd be pleased.
Yeah. I got COVID.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. Well, can we go backwards a little bit then? If we go back to your college career now, who were you recruited by in your high school days? What colleges recruited you, and why did you eventually choose JMU or James Madison University?
I was really only recruited by Virginia teams. There was Virginia Tech, Radford. I really wasn't recruited at JMU at the time, or I had no interest in going. I really liked the coach at Radford, but just wasn't the school for me. And then I finally got an email from JMU. I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. Went to a camp, liked it, liked the feel, liked the atmosphere and the community and how friendly everyone was. So I decided, I think that was best for me. It was local. It was an hour and a half from home, which was important for me, for my family to be able to come and watch.
Cool.
And luckily, actually, the coach from Radford ended up going to JMU. So it was the perfect scenario. I got sorry about that. Malfunction. But I got the coach I wanted at the school I wanted. So it was the perfect storm, the perfect opportunity.
Awesome. And what did you enjoy most about your time at college and playing college ball?
Well, I like the competitiveness and obviously playing softball, but I really enjoyed just the people I got to meet. And going back this year to watch JMU in the World Series, I got to catch up with a lot of the alumni that I haven't been able to see, a lot of my teammates. So for me, just being able to reconnect with them and still have that same bond that we had, 6-7 years ago, or for some of them probably 9 years ago almost, was really cool and made kind of filled my cup, made my heart happy. So for me, it was always the people and wherever I go, wherever I play, it's always about my teammates and friendships.
Yeah. And how did it feel going to the College World Series, knowing that was like a part of your legacy, that you helped build the program? I mean, all of your JMU athletes over the years have, but you've played a big role in that. Yeah, how'd that feel going to the World Series this year?
I can't really even put it into words. It was very proud. I had like a lot of pride. I loved being able to go support the team and see that our legacy that we created kind of as freshmen continue on that excellence, that drive, that grit, and just getting to show the people or the world pretty much that JMU was always there to play. But I just really just proud of that team and being able to see them compete on a national level like that was incredible, and kind of brought tears to your eyes when you walk into the stadium in front of, like 15,000 people. Just half of them have never even heard of JMU before, but half of them are still rooting for your team. It's just never thought you'd get
most
to that
of them
point,
were.
but it's really cool.
Most of America was behind JMU, weren't they?
They really were. We even had some Oklahoma Sooner fans that were like on our side at some point, which was pretty cool. Just that shows the community behind softball though too, which is awesome.
Were you there for Odyssey's play at the plate, the squeeze play, where she dove?
I was.
Did you cry after that? Because I was crying. Did you cry?
Oh, I was going nuts. Like I was in the student section with all of like kind of the alumni and everyone else, and everyone had kind of had a few drinks by then too. So you can imagine how just wild, rowdy everyone got by that point. I thought we were going to fall out of the stands. Like I thought the place was going to be burnt down, but it was a good time. And I mean, even getting to play with her too, you just know that that's what she brings to the table. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you you repeated her play, I think, a few weeks later with the new Triple SA Pride. You did a similar play, didn't you?
Pretty similar, yes, when we were playing Mexico. And that was probably only because I've seen that so many times across my timeline that it was almost ingrained in my brain. I was like, this is natural now.
Do that.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, Odyssey, I can do better.
I don't know about that.
She was more athletic, I'm not going to lie.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
She had more swagger about her. She definitely had more swagger.
Did. Oh no, you got a bit of swagger, but yeah, she did. No, it was great. Both awesome plays. What was your career highlight at JMU?
I think it would be that final series against LSU when we were in super regionals. Just being one of the last 16 teams to play, and it was a great series. And plus we got the host, which was really cool. Like, I think we sold out our tickets in like 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, we had, I wish I knew the number, but it was probably 4,000 fans, people packed out on the hill behind our stadium. People were excited. Loved softball. People loved our team. And just to see the show out and turn out for such a big emotional and game or series was really cool. We unfortunately lost, but it was still like an awesome experience.
Cool. And what advice we have a few, Aussie athletes over here trying to get into college programs in the States. What advice would you have for any of our athletes over here trying to get into the college system in the US?
Do your research and try to find the school and the program that would be best fit for you, and then trust your process. Whatever you've done to get to this point, just trust it and know that it'll take you places, but don't be afraid to change things either and adapt and to where you want to be. So if your dream is to play in college, do your research, find out what kind of college athletes they're recruiting and what it's going to take to get to that level. And to me, it's always about being a good teammate too, and just showing up and being on time. And, that goes a lot further than what people think. So it's not always about the talent, but being a good leader on and off the field too.
Awesome words of advice.
Yeah, nice.
Love it. Now we're going to move on to your pro career. And you were drafted number 3 by the Akron Racers. How'd that go? How'd you start with the Akron Racers, and how long were you with them for?
I was with them for 2 years. And it was kind of hesitant at first, just going into a new atmosphere, new team. Didn't really know like the role I was going to be playing, but kind of struggled. But I don't want to say struggled, but it didn't really feel like me out there that first season. I had some success, but just learning to call my own game and how to do the work on my own rather than having a coach or somebody on the outside that's going to push you and schedule everything and give you a routine. Just had to figure that out on my own. But it took me a year to realize or know what I needed to do to get better. And they trusted me and they kept putting me in games to throw, and helped that I was a lefty, I think, too, in a group of mostly righties. So lasted 2 years with them until I think that was the year we ended up folding, and they traded me off to the Pride. And that's where I've been for the last 4 or 5 seasons.
And getting traded to the Pride, they are still a star-studded team, star-studded lineup. How did you go moving into that lineup with all those big-name players? Not that you're a big name yourself, but going into a team like that.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because my first year going in, I had a coach that I think just didn't trust where I had come from and the success that I had. It was very they would always question kind of my ability or if I was ready to go in certain situations. And I think it just had to do with the fact that he didn't really know about JMU, or where, playing at a mid-major, you don't really face a lot of these big name players that you're talking about. So I struggled with that the first year and finding my place, but I just trusted my process and trusted that, I knew that I had the confidence or whatever to be where I was supposed to be. And luckily, we changed coaches the next year, gave me a couple more opportunities, and really trusted and knew what I could do and put me in situations that could kind of showcase that. So I kind of played with a chip on my shoulder the following year whenever I got put in, just because I felt like I didn't get the respect that I deserved. But since then, I think I've proved myself, and nobody really has to question people coming from mid-majors or JMU anymore, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your friend, Sam Fisher, she always goes on about mid-major schools and tweets about that a lot, and about picking the right school that's right for you rather than the name school. So you've obviously got a big belief in that system as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think she had went to Loyola Marymount. But it's so true. It's like, you got to find the school that fits you and fits what you want, and really where you're going to succeed at most. And I could have went at Virginia Tech, ACC school, and maybe became a first, like the ace, or I also could have sat the bench. So I knew I wanted to be a difference maker in a program. So I chose JMU, and hopefully I lived up to that. But that's why I think it's so important to just doing your research and finding out where you would be best fit. Doesn't matter if it's a Division I, doesn't matter if it's Division III, JUCO, wherever. Just whatever fits you best and what you want out of your career and what you want out of your your future too. So it's not always about softball. Sometimes it's about academics too.
Yeah, cool. What's been the highlight of your career with the USSSA Pride so far?
That's tough. I would like to say my performance in the 2019 playoffs, personally. But I think this past year, when we had a staff of all JMU players, I think that was the most proud for me. I remember sitting in the stands watching Odyssey play, and our GM messaged me. He was like, "How cool would it be to have CC on a staff with you and Megan?" And I immediately texted back like, "We need to get this done." So it's so cool to just have a rotation this year of Odyssey and Megan and I throw in every 3 nights. So I think it says a lot about JMU, but also just the I guess trust in our talent and our ability to, which is cool.
That is pretty cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Team
Honda.
Yeah.
Let's chat about that.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I think it came about from my college career. I got contacted through my head coach, and then a Japanese agent reached out just about wanting a left-handed pitcher if I was interested. I actually initially turned it down, didn't want to, didn't really think it was, in my resume to go overseas and play when I just played 6 hours from home and was homesick all the time. So, but luckily she reached back out at the end of my NPF season, and I'd given it some thought, and I thought it would be best for me in my career, and I couldn't really turn down that opportunity. So I'm very lucky I didn't, and I'm just no looking back since then. Just I want to run with it. So,
did you struggle at all? Obviously, there's a language barrier. How did you feel going there? Did you feel a bit isolated, or were you able to communicate easily?
I think at first it was a big shock. It's not only just like the culture and the food and the people, but it's the language and being on your own and only having one other American to talk to for the most part. So it is tough, but you find ways to deal with it, and you really have to learn to like being alone and like being on your own, which is something I've learned to do, and I've really actually enjoyed to the point where I really don't feel like I need other people's I don't know, camaraderie or anything. Sometimes it's always nice to have, but at the same time, I'm very happy being alone too. But that was probably the hardest part. And of course, not being home and seeing family for half the year when, everyone's getting older and you're not going to have a lot of time with them. So just the family time too, you miss out on.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
The language, though, it's been 6 years, you said, that you've been going back. Are you able to talk more easily with everyone, or is it still a battle every time?
There are times when it's still a battle. It's usually just when they get angry or they are kind of chatting about the drama that's going on in the team. But for the most part, I've been taking lessons and I've been doing some stuff online to help learn a little bit more and be able to communicate with them. And some of the other girls do the same, so that we're still broken Japanese or broken English, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. And it's kind of scaring them, I think, a little bit of how much I can understand. So I got to be careful they can't talk crap too much. I'll understand.
I can imagine what they say about you.
Yeah.
You'd be the worst teammate, I reckon. Yeah. They would be talking about you all the time.
She's so
I would give them the side eye if I ever heard that. I'm like, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Jailyn Ford, she's so lazy.
Yeah. In their eyes, I might be. But.
Right.
Yeah, well, they do work pretty hard, don't they?
They do.
What's some of the differences between softball in the USA and in Japan?
I think it's just a quicker game in Japan. A lot of small ball, bunts, slaps. They do hit and runs all the time. So it's more of a challenge to try to keep people off the base paths just for that aspect. And there are a lot more contact hitters, I've noticed, just from pitching wise. But other than that, they're pretty similar. Sometimes you can take the same game plan for 1 through 9 batters. Like you use pretty much all jam them inside, or they all chase the change up. So
I give too much
a lot of this.
They might listen to this. Oh, they won't.
Yeah. They won't understand. They might listen, but they won't understand it. So, but for the most part, it's still very similar. And that's softball though. Everything kind of translates.
When you said they're more contact hitters, what do you mean by that in comparison to the USA hitters? Like the USA more going for long ball, harder contact?
Yeah, I see a lot more like doubles, home run swings in the US, where it's kind of swing big, miss big. So I think a lot of my movement pitches tend to get a little bit more swing and misses, it seems like, in the States. Not always, but whereas some of the Japanese batters really kind of foul my stuff off, especially the lefties. Foul off and then put a ball in play, which to me is fine. I'm getting it out however I can, but try to just change my game plan from strikeouts to, let them get themselves out.
Mm.
And defensively, the Japanese are pretty good too. So I imagine you've got a pretty good defense behind you Not that the US ain't
incredible.
bad, but
No, not at all.
Japan are very
No.
tidy in the field.
Yes, they take a lot of pride in their defense, and the way they play their first and thirds and just get rid of the ball is incredible. But they also spend 3 hours a day working on it, so that's kind of expected, I guess, too, in their culture.
Cool. Yeah. So having played there for 6 years, has that contributed to your development over that time? Or, I mean, it must, but how do you feel that's had an impact on your development as a player?
I think it's really allowed me the opportunity to scout players more and understand the game calling or pitch calling a little bit better, and setting up batters, in having just a game plan from the first inning through the seventh inning. So I do a lot more preparation with that aspect before games, and with my catcher, just a lot more communication. Plus the fact that there's not a very good, we don't speak the same language, so just having to really be more communicative and know our plan ahead of time. So here, I don't see a lot of the batters multiple times, but in Japan, playing everyone at least twice this year, I think 3 times. Really just start to take a lot of data, a lot of game notes, and make a plan based off of that.
Cool. Do you want to move to here?
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So we're going to move on to playing for the SA Starz now.
Yay, okay.
How did playing for the Stars come about? How did you get recruited to come over to South Australia? And did you know Adelaide even existed?
Did you get an email to say you've been selected?
Yes. This was a text, and I don't want to lose brownie points here, but I did not know Adelaide existed. Okay.
That's fine.
No, I got a text message, I think from, I want to say KJ at the time, saying that they were interested in having a pitcher come over, and you guys had Morgan Mello before me, which also was a Honda player. So we had a kind of a connection there, and I'm not sure whether they had talked or he was just aware of me playing in Japan. But at the time, I needed game experience, and I wanted to keep training all year round. Plus, I could think of worse places to be than in Adelaide, South Australia, in the summertime or wintertime here. So, I jumped all over that opportunity. I was excited for that. So,
did you Google Adelaide? Like when did you go?
Where am I going?
Where the heck is Adelaide? What is this town about?
No, I just trusted it. I was like, I'm going somewhere in Australia, and that's the only thing I needed to know. I was like, it's got to be cool. So
that's great, because we're actually the murder capital of the world. Yeah. So it's a good thing you didn't Google us.
We're the home of the shallow.
I think you guys or Lana told me that, and I was already in Adelaide at the time, so I was like, okay, well, I can't go back now. I'm here.
Don't go hitchhiking.
No.
You'll be
Don't
fine.
go anywhere near a barrel or anything.
How long did you play for the Stars?
I played 3 years or 3 winters, summers, whichever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And when you came over and you arrived and to the motley crew of the SA Starz, what were your first impressions of the crew and the team and how we all ran it and all that type of stuff? Facilities even?
I really don't even know what I expected at the time, but it just kind of felt like the United States in a way. It just felt, so I think it made the transition a whole lot easier. I remember just showing up, and I think I went to a party with a team party of some sort, like a team lunch. And everyone there was so nice, so friendly, and they were hilarious, all of them. So I remember that I was like, okay, I'm in for a good time. I know that this is a good place for me. And even the facilities were great, and just walking around, I really took it all in with all the baseball fields and the back 2 fields too, which was really cool. Just having everything there, even the indoor facility too, which was really nice. I didn't expect that at all. Most places don't have that, but no, I mean, it was an upgrade from where I live here, and I think it was a perfect spot. It's like perfect size of city, perfect place. I mean, besides the murder thing, but
We get past that already.
that was overlooked on Wikipedia. That needs to be like the headline.
Was there much of a language barrier when you first got here? Was it easy to understand everyone, or did you go, what the heck are these people saying?
No, I did have a little bit of a struggle just understanding. There were certain just like slang words that I didn't really understand. So I think that year for Christmas, the Duns got me like an Australian slang book so I could look through and go back and look what people were referring to, like old maid or whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
But you did work on your Aussie accent for a bit, didn't you?
I did. I think I got, was it Oi Karen?
Yeah. You're out of practice.
I am. I haven't done that in 3 years. So.
Pretty close though.
Yeah,
Wasn't
pretty
too
close.
bad.
Pretty close.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Well, sorry.
Oh,
No,
next
that's
question.
okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. What impact did playing with the Stars have on your playing career, if anything? Did it play a role in developing you?
Huge. And I don't think that the Stars get enough credit, or they know how much they impacted me, because I know like I was kind of struggling with my career and, you know, what I wanted to do. And so going out there just really reignited that fire in me and made me realize like I really do love softball, and I loved being around them. Just the camaraderie, the friendship, just how much they like playing softball and being together. And I knew I kind of took it for granted being as I get to play around, whereas, you know, they play it maybe, you know, 3 months out of the year or play nationals a week out of the year, and how much fun they have during that. But and even the confidence they gave me, just pitching and going out there and playing, I was able to translate back into Japan and then Pride and everything going forward. So I honestly, whenever I talk about softball or I talk about like the turning point, I always talk about that first summer I spent in Adelaide and how much it really did play like a role in my development.
Oh, they'll love hearing that. That's awesome.
That's really good.
That is really good. Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, we'll do rapid.
Yeah.
We're going to do rapid fire. Do you remember rapid fire from that trip?
Oh my gosh.
Big sister?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, we're going to hit you with some questions,
Okay.
and you're going to answer rapidly.
Right. Okay. I did watch Bells, and I'm still a little bit mad about her response that I wasn't the nicest. So I'm kind of
we might have to add a question about Belle.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just
That's right, because we asked her the gun or Baby
the
J.
gun or
Yeah.
yep.
Well, she had to go with the gun because she was about to go to the Olympics.
Oh, absolutely.
And the gun can be a real meanie if you.
She thought about it. So
Yeah.
I'll take it.
A little bit. All right. No sitting on the fence.
Yeah, no sitting on the fence. Right.
Okay.
Day game or night game? Oh, you there?
Night game.
Okay.
Night game.
Night
Okay.
game. Yeah.
Tacos or nachos?
Ooh, tacos.
Hit a dinger or strike out a batter? You hit a dinger or you strike out a batter?
Yeah, strike out.
Okay. You can have one song on your playlist. You have Islands in the Stream or I'm in the Mood for Dancing.
Oh, I can't have both. I'm in the mood
fence.
for dancing.
I'm in the mood
Yeah.
for dancing. Good choice. Pitching or first base?
Pitching.
Field of Dreams or A League of Their Own?
League of Their Own.
Who's the nicer person? Jackie Dunn or Jenny Dunn?
Oh no, Jackie. And I hope Jenny listens.
Oh, Jenny will love it. She'll love it. And your career highlight to date, is it making Team USA or making a viral carpool karaoke with the SA Starz?
Viral carpool karaoke.
Yes.
I can't go viral ever again. I could probably maybe make the USA team again, but
True.
I don't know if I could ever go viral again.
There's only one shot at Islands in the Stream.
There is.
There really is. Only one.
Thank goodness.
And you know it's going to come up in our Facebook feeds in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
And I look forward to seeing it again.
we have to reshare it and get up to, surely we're close to 50,000 views.
We might be at 41,000.
Oh, damn it.
I know. We just keep pushing it.
We'll keep pushing it.
Would
yeah.
be doing this for the next 20 or 30 years if we're still alive.
Just keep it on repeat.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Now we were going to chat. So we did Team USA trials first, which is great. We talked about the timeline. How did you feel? We talked about that. Oh,
Maybe just what's next.
yeah. What's up? So now you're in Team USA. What's up next for you, and what's up for Team USA this year?
Well, I'll go to Japan in February, so that'll be next on the list. But after Japan, USA will play, I think, 3 different exhibition games, cups of some sort. So we'll play once in June. I think that's a Canada Cup. Another time in July in Alabama, and then in August, Japan Cup. So if everything plays out right, we'll play at least 3 times. And that's all I know right now. I don't know teams or who we'd be playing against, or not a whole lot of specifics. But right now, that's the schedule we're looking at.
Okay. And I did have a question about one of your new Team USA teammates. I followed Hayley McClenley's career pretty closely. She's an Alabama legend. Now that you're her teammate, I think she looks really mean. Can you confirm or deny the fact that she's a really mean person?
Oh,
No, I'm only joking.
No, she is an incredible human.
No, I'm only joking. I just wanted to see your face.
Oh, good.
See what you said.
Well,
Did you say a mean thing
like,
about?
where are you following her?
No, she looks absolutely inspirational. She looks like a very hard worker. Even at the Olympics, she looked like the leader, one of the leaders of the team. She's one of the greatest hitters, I think, in the world. What can you tell us about her? I mean, you've worked with her for probably a few days, but is she the leader of the team? And yeah, what is she like?
Well, I got to actually play with her on that junior national team. Then she was a little bit quieter, a little bit more like self-reserved. But actually, when I helped them train back in February for the Olympics, I mean, she was the spark plug. She was the energy. She was everything that team had at that time and everything they needed. On top of, she's also a strength coach. And so she was the USA team strength coach at the time too. So I mean, if you've ever seen them, they're all high energy all the time, like getting after it. And so that's her. That's what she brings to the table. She's very inspirational, very level-headed, very humble. And I haven't gotten a chance to play with her since that junior national team, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity again, just to see her growth, but also like just be inspired by her and help. I mean, I'm going to be motivated to do better and be better just by being around her. So looking forward to that. She's cool. She's awesome.
Yeah, she seems like that type of player. Like she's the type of teammate that you want to run through a brick wall for. And she would run 100%. Through brick walls for everyone. Like,
yes, she would be the first one to do it, and everyone will follow along. Like, no questions asked.
That's pretty cool. Is she still Team USA's conditioning coach?
I think so, as of right now. Yeah.
All right. We're on to final questions.
Yeah.
Cool with that. All right. Who has been your most influential coach over your career and why? And don't feel any pressure to say Karen and I. Like, just skip over us.
Fine. Other than us, of course.
Who?
Okay, so behind you guys.
Yeah.
I would say Coach Dean at JMU. I think he's at Auburn now, but he was my pitching coach. He was our head coach. He was tough as nails. He could be mean, but he would do anything for us anytime. And even now is just a great resource for us, and taught me a lot about pitching and continues to just kind of be an inspiration of some sort to, have us continue to chase our dreams and be just like a resource if we need him. So, and he gave me a lot of opportunities throughout college and just kind of kept that faith and confidence in me, which was what I needed, along with a little quick kick in the butt too sometimes.
That's good. Sometimes we all need a kick in the butt, don't we?
Well, we do, especially when you're in college.
Yeah. Who's your favourite teammate you've played with and why?
That's tough. I would say Amanda Lorenz. I think she's on the USA team now, or she just made USA team. She also played with Pride past couple years with us, and she's just kind of like the Haley McClenny. She's just a good teammate, a good person. Just loves the game, loves giving back, and does the right things on and off the field too. So she's an inspiration with charities and doing things that are outside of softball. And so just someone I've looked up to, and I've had the pleasure of playing with as well. But if I could say all my Stars girls, I'd say all of them too.
Cute. Yeah. They will love it.
What do we got? Softball in general. What do you love about it? Obviously something that's kept you in it all this time.
I think it goes back to that friendship aspect. Just the I love competing, but I really do love the ability to meet new people from all over the country, all over the world, really, and be able to have something in common with them already, something we can share and something we're both passionate about as well. So have loved getting to know people and have new people in my corner, but also be fans of theirs as well. And just have loved getting to know people.
Nice.
And you're in South Australia for 3 summers, like you said. What did you enjoy or admire about the SA softball community while you were here? Could be about your Stars teammates, but even just about the softball community in general.
It was just everyone. They were willing to do whatever it took to play, and always look forward to stepping on the field with like their friends each and every week, whether it was those Wednesday games or it was the weekend games or playing 12 games in a week. They just had such a passion and such a joy about playing that I think it made it fun and just something to look forward to each and every day whenever they stepped out on the field.
Yeah. And playing here in South Australia, was it much different to playing in USA? Like, how would you compare our sort of competitions and how we go about it here?
No, it was still very similar. I would still say like great hitter. I think you guys have a good balance of like kind of between the Japanese and the American, where you got people who can hit for power and are strong, and but you also are able to do the quick game or the small game effectively. And so it makes it a little bit tougher for a pitcher. Just, you don't want to pitch around the big hitters to get to the small ones that are quick and put them on base too. So just a lot of, I don't know what you call it, just a good balance of everything.
Yeah, cool.
Good. I've got one final question. So assuming we work on our visas, are you able to kind of get our foot in the door, like put our names forward or something for maybe an invite next year? Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I think that it's a connection. I can, suggest a couple people each year, and you guys are top of the list right now. So
brilliant.
To get those visas done. Yep.
We could probably we're playing C grade at the moment.
Yeah.
So we could probably send some game day footage. Would that help?
Yeah, anything. If you have some skills videos or anything you put up on YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube.
The highlight reel, yeah.
Will our Islands in the Stream video help too, potentially?
For social media purposes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. They love to see people that interact. So
yeah. All right. Cool. Well, we'll work on all those things.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And hopefully you're still in the team and we can play together.
Oh
that would be great.
Yeah. That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
And if that doesn't happen, it probably will, but if it doesn't, how far away are you from being 35? Because over here, 35 is the Masters age. We'll fly you back.
Yeah.
We'll play in a Masters tournament together. Promise. That's a deal. High five, shake hands.
Okay. So I'll be 7 years away. So
7 years.
Okay. If I can stay healthy for
you
that.
You just have to stay mobile.
All right. That's longer. Okay.
Is that okay? Is that doable?
I might have to retract that handshake.
We'll see.
Do I need to
talk about that in 7 years?
I can forge a fake birth certificate or something if need be.
We might need Haley to set up a conditioning program for us.
Yeah.
Can you hook us up with that too? Thanks.
just a mobility session,
Yeah.
or
That's it. No,
Yeah, okay.
no weights or anything
There's,
like that.
there's a program
Okay.
here called Move It or Lose It, and it's designed for the oldies just staying mobile. So we might start looking under that. But anyway, that's ages ago. We'll work on it. But
Yeah. We've got Team USA first. We've got Olympics.
yeah.
Oh, no, it's not in the next Olympics. Jeez.
Oh, we're going to have to stay really mobile.
yes, yeah.
We're going to have to work really hard.
Anywho.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us your time.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys always.
Yeah, it's been great to talk to you again. And hopefully we get to talk to you along the your path that's, just around the corner and find out what that's been like. But everyone here in SA, we're always following you. Like you're our favourite human. You really are.
Vicky's up there too, Vicky McFarland.
Yeah,
if you're
she's up there.
listening, we love you too, Vicky.
Yes.
Vicky.
Schmicky.
Schmicky.
But yeah, thanks so much for talking to us. We really appreciate your time.
No, thank you guys so much. All love for Adelaide and you guys, and best of luck with everything. And hopefully we can catch up sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
For sure.
hopefully. See you,
No
mate.
worries.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to All Stripes, No Balls, stories of the softball sisterhood.
We're Thunder and Fisty.
And we love softball.